Hello everyone, and welcome back to BSG Annual 2021. In just a second, we're going to get started with Uncharted Drake's Fortune. But before we do, we just got a €5 donation from young Tonguefish that said, donuts, and then a heart emoji. So thank you very much for that. That went to the donut Drake option for the upcoming Bit War, but unfortunately, it seems that was not enough to get it met, and I do believe we're closing them right now, and I'm quickly looking over at xoneris to confirm that for me.
Yes.
All right, then let me save that now. They should now be closed. I'll do one final refresh to just confirm our winners, but I believe it'll be Dutch. That is correct, and it'll be Wetsuit Drake. So thank you all very much for donating for that. And xoneris, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Good morning, folks. Or in whatever time zone you're watching this. Hi, it's me, ya boy, xoneris. Yeah. So I went to bed a few hours ago and then I woke up a few hours ago, and yeah, I have this non-disclosed energy drink right here, so we're gonna have a good time here. So yeah. So Dutch won the thing. Let me quickly do make something here. So we're gonna make sure it's actually the correct language. This game is sometimes a little bit dumb when it comes to changing languages. Yeah, just quickly have to go into game and like save the game and then go back, and then it should be fine. Are we on? Okay, there we go. Perfect. All right. New game. Speedrun mode. Explore. Let's save the game. Why not? Just in case something goes bad. Wait, no. I think I misclicked. Hold on. I've done this not too long ago. Having two... yeah, okay. Okay, this is the one. New game, yes. Speedrun mode, yes. This difficulty. Yes. Saving, yes. Override, yes, please. Alright, so, okay. Time would normally start right after I skip this cutscene, but because I quickly have to enable the skin, I need to, you know, select the skin, so... There we go. Options. No, not the bonuses, and rewards, skins, and... Wetsuit Drake won, right? Can you confirm?
Yes, Wetsuit Drake.
Alright, cool. Thanks a lot for your donations, guys, and yeah, let's get the show started. So, time starts in 3, 2, 1, and go. So there's your the Dutch you all like donated for, with some English subtitles, so non-Dutch speaking people can still understand what's going on if they care to read. Yeah, hey, what's up, guys? Good morning again. This is Uncharted Drake's Fortune. This is the first game in the Uncharted series of games. It came out long ago, like a long time ago, and to be honest, to today's standards, this game aged kind of like terrible. It's very like you gotta do a lot of battling, and it's not the most interesting battling and stuff, so yeah. But in terms of speedrunning, this game is a masterpiece because this game is full of glitches. There are so many glitches in this game that some glitches like obsolete the existence of other glitches, and that happens like multiple times. So yeah, when I say that, you're in for a treat. So unfortunately, in the first chapter, there's no glitch we can use to speed up things. There are a few things I could do, but they wouldn't like serve the purpose of the speedrun. So in this first chapter here, we're just on this boat and we get like attacked by some pirates from everywhere. And yeah, then this boat spawns in the middle of nowhere and then we just have to wait for our companion. And in the very first chapter, you actually don't get to see like the skin choice because the thing he wears in the first chapter is the skin you guys selected anyway. It's this one here. But the thing he's wearing right now, he will be wearing throughout the entire game. Even in situations where it probably doesn't make all too much sense. So, yeah. This is the short little intro here. That is not all too interesting in the speedrun. But we're almost done here. Alright, there we go. So, Chapter 2. So this game consists out of 22 chapters.
Oh, wacht even.
And yeah,
Wacht even, knul.
dialogue. You guys donated, so here you go.
Nou, je was anders niet te oud voor die kleine barmeid in Lima, of wel soms? Dat is heel wat anders. Al moet ik toegeven, het was net zo vermoeiend. Nog even volhouden, ouwe. We zijn er bijna. Weet je...
Yeah, I gotta admit, I don't speak any Dutch, but just listening to it is so fascinating. It's so an interesting language to just listen to. It just sounds so funny to me. Yeah, so chapter 2. Maybe something that you're seeing right now. Just some minor tech here. You see me jumping here all the time. This is just a tiny weeny little bit faster than just normally walking. This mode, like, this can change if I'm in battle. Then he starts to, like, actually run. So it differentiates between if you're in combat or outside of combat. And outside of combat, it's faster to just jump around like a goofball. So here was a little trick that is very inconspicuous if you never played this game. So I was able to get up here and throw down this boulder immediately. Normally you have to climb all the way around it. But if you like line up perfectly with like this specific root of the tree or something, you can like jump up directly to the top. It's very neat. Neat little thing. Saves like, I don't know, 30 to 40 seconds or something. And yeah, talking about all the glitches in this game. So, I'm about to... This is about the first time I'll show you the big glitch of this game. Like, the thing that makes this speedrun very nice. So, we see this big door here, right? So, I lean next towards it. I take out my gun. I, like, repeatedly spam the aim button. And, hey, magically, this happens. And, you know, what do you know? We just go through the wall. And if that was too fast for you, let's just do it again. So there's this wall here. And then we just fall down into the abyss or something. And we land in water and then we're inbounds again. Yeah. Oh, wow. Whew. There's a lot of stuff happening here real quick. Okay, here's another wall. If you still didn't catch it, okay, let's try again. Okay. Okay. Wow. Wow. So yeah, there's this very cool glitch in this game. And it's a super easy one. Like, this requires like next to no like mechanical skill. So you're just standing parallel to like any collision. And you just repeatedly press the aim button and you move your analog stick inside the wall. And after just a few tries, you will go through the collision there. That is pretty cool. And yeah, if you have this game, please feel free to try this out. This is not a particularly hard trick. On like a difficulty scale from 1 to 10, I give this like maybe a 2 or a 3 maybe. It needs a little bit of adjustment right at the start, but once you get the hang of it, it's like easy every time. And yeah, so the explanation for this glitch, well, nobody has a solid explanation. But like the theory that is going around in the community is that whenever Nathan Drake, our protagonist here, is like holding out the gun and aims, his hitbox shrinks a little bit. And because you're doing that like on a repeatedly, the game has to do like constant collision checks with the wall. And yeah, slowly but surely you go inside of the wall. And because games generally don't like when player character is inside a collision, you just get pushed out on the other side. And yeah, that's like the theory that's going around why this works, but we have no like real confirmation if that's how it works. But yeah, that's the theory. And it's very cool that the second chapter of this game basically is just a very long hallway with just sealed doors, which normally requires you to go to do some puzzles and like climb around and do all that sort of thing. So it's the perfect like place to just showcase this very cool glitch. And here's another neat thing. So this glitch also works with invisible collision. So left to me here is like invisible collision, but you can also just glitch through that. Then you walk up here to here and you reset the checkpoint, and now you're inside of this submarine. Normally you're supposed to like climb all the way around and enter it from like the top, but there's a checkpoint at the very like the front of it, and yeah, you can just activate that checkpoint and you're inside of it. So this entire submarine is it's just a long basically hallway of like walking, and nothing really interesting happens here. So Cruel, if you have anything cool to let people know, this is a good moment for you.
Yeah, sure thing. So a couple things to mention. First off, earlier I mentioned the controller that we're giving away as our grand prize, and I quickly wanted to mention Delfino Customs, the sponsor. They are a controller and console business located in England. They specialize in customization, modification, and repairs. If you quote the code BSG 2021 on any orders up until August 25th, you'll get £5 off your order. If you customize your controller cable with their paracord service, an additional £5 will be donated to Mind. Now, I do happen to know they're also currently selling some 3DS capture cards, which I know are quite rare at the moment. So if you're looking for one of those, be sure to check that out. You can find them on their Twitter page at Delfino Customs. And their website is linked there in a pinned tweet as well, where you can check out the 3DSs that I mentioned.
Awesome. I think it's really cool that like a company like this is sponsoring a speedrunning event. That's super cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, almost done here with the submarine section. So Nate will accidentally activate this torpedo that is still active after like a million years here. Dat is vast niet goed. As a German, or as somebody who speaks German, I understood that. Alright.
Yeah, I would imagine there's going to be places where you're going to understand the Dutch a little bit.
Yeah. I never really like listened carefully to the dialogue of this game when it's in Dutch, because I don't play this game a lot when it's in Dutch. But there probably are a few moments. So, yeah, chapter 3 technically already started, but you never got a prompt because we kind of skipped the section where the prompt like activates. But yeah, we're now in chapter 3, and chapter 3 is basically chapter 2 but in reverse. And instead of like a lot of sealed doors, now there's some enemies here. So we're going through the same hallways as we glitched through, but you know, like I said, just in reverse now. And yeah, there will be a lot of people here that are trying to shoot us with dangerous weaponry. And this is probably a good moment to talk about the Explorer difficulty. So I'm playing on the Nathan Drake collection, which is the PlayStation 4 remastered version of this game and Uncharted 2 and 3. And next to them just remastering the game and just making it like a little bit prettier, they did a few very crucial changes. So one of them is that they added a new difficulty level, which is the Explorer difficulty, which is 1 below easy. And in my opinion, this is kind of the difficulty you give somebody who has never played a video game in their entire life. Because this is kind of what it is. It's like really, really, really hard to die in this difficulty. And the game even gives you like an auto aim. And I'm not even kidding when I say this. So just take a look at this. I'm quickly killing these two guys. And now when I aim at these two guys, you see that the crosshair is instantly like somewhere on their body. Like, I'd like to say that I'm just a god gamer and that this is just my awesome aim, but unfortunately, it's the game just giving you a free auto aim, which is nice for the speedrun, because that kind of cuts out the RNG of like aiming. Whoops, that was the wrong button. So, awesome. And that's that. So, chapter 4. So, chapter 4 is pretty cool in the speedrun. So, right at the start, you are supposed to shoot up a lock right like at the gate that you see next to me, but I will just instead clip through this wall. And this doesn't seem like much, but this actually does quite a lot. Because internally, the game... Okay, let's go this way then. Because internally, the game thinks that I'm still at the start of this chapter because I never shot the lock. And you're not supposed to continue without like shooting this lock thing. Man, I'm having some trouble going. There we go. And yeah, but because you never shoot the lock and you just glitch through the wall, the game just constantly believes that you're still at the very start of the chapter. And that comes in with some positives and some negatives. So the positives is that for a very long section of this remaining chapter, the game will not spawn in any enemies whatsoever, because like, why should it when it thinks that I'm still at the start of the chapter, right? But the downside is if I were to die at any point until I get the next checkpoint, I would also restart right at the start of the chapter, because yeah, I think you know why at this point. And this is probably not a big issue, because like you're like, how exactly are you supposed to die when there are like no enemies spawning whatsoever? So a little bit further in, there is a climbing section over kind of a river. And if I fall into a river or the river, that would be game over, which would be not so good. But yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen. Otherwise, you just like run through all of these empty areas that are supposed to be filled with a million bad guys that are trying to shoot you and kill you. But yeah, because of the very cool thing right at the start, the game will never ever spawn any enemies, and I could just casually breeze through all of this without having to worry about anybody or anything, which is very nice. Just very comfy running simulator here. And yeah, coming up is the river I mentioned. So in the middle of, like, here's a bridge, and in the middle of this bridge there's sort of a hard-coded checkpoint. And when I reach that, we are all good. I just need to get there without falling into the water, and we are good. So this is probably the only Monka moment of the run, is not falling into the water. So let me quickly focus up here to not press any wrong buttons. Okay, so far so good. And there we go. Easy every time. So here somewhere is a hard-coded checkpoint, and there we go. So if I were to die anywhere now, I just respawn here. So super cool. Super cool. So yeah, because the game has caught up to me now, we will finally get to see some more enemies now. But you know, since we're still on the easy, super easy difficulty, it's still not an issue here. Actually, just a fun thing that like I kind of tested out during the setup. So I was standing directly next to an explosive barrel. I shot it myself, and I didn't even lose like half of my health. Like, that's how ridiculously easy this is. But there was an enemy standing right next to me, and the guy like instantly died. So that was kind of funny. I was actually not aware of that, but it just very nicely demonstrates the easy difficulty. Now, if you're wondering, like, you don't have to speedrun this game on like the super easy difficulty. There are speedruns of this game on the harder difficulties, on like brutal and such, and they are more difficult, and they focus more on like the combat to be very efficient in combat, because brutal is like, it's actually really hard. But I think the interesting parts about the speedrun is not necessarily the combat, but all of like the different glitches and how you can traverse all the areas as fast as possible. So that's why I generally don't bother with like harder difficulty runs. Aw, unfortunate. There's, by the way, you just saw the point. Barrel exploded right next to me. I'm totally fine. Unfortunately, I kind of needed that barrel, but fortunately, there's this crate here that facilitates the same trick, just a little bit later. So yeah, there's one more glitch that you just saw. So whenever Drake, our hero here, is taking cover behind a small object like a barrel or a crate or something, and when you jump over it, he kind of loses his collision mid-jump, and you can just jump through collisions and stuff. And that's what you just saw there. I just used the crate there to just jump out of bounds there, and skipping the entire fight. Because normally you have to finish the fight and then you can progress. But hey, that's not a thing that you need to do. So, there we go. Almost done with this chapter here. So here's a funny little thing coming up. So Nathan Drake is generally like an adventurer if you played this game. But in my opinion, he's also a very big magician, because he will make a castle appear out of nowhere in about 3, 2, 1, and go. Damn, I timed that perfectly. So yeah, huge castle just suddenly appears. And yeah. You have to climb this castle. There's technically a glitch you can do on this vine, called the vine launch. But if you look at the category name, it's called any percent no airwalk, no launches. And that already speaks to how many glitches in this game exist. That I'm running a category where 2 of like the most broken glitches are already not allowed. And yeah. So yeah, the airwalk is it's actually a really, really dumb and hard trick, and that's why like nobody uses it, because it's just really hard. And it basically lets you just walk through air and through everything. And you can really easily do that run on New Game Plus, because there you can facilitate this glitch easier. And there the world record is like, I think 21 minutes or something like that. And launches is a glitch that just lets you like launch with high velocity into some places. And it's a very, very finicky glitch and very kind of inconsistent. And it's actually a rather recent development that we decided to separate it to its own category, because there were a lot of people just not bothering with launches like myself, because they're really hard and finicky and inconsistent. And yeah, that's why we kind of decided to separate these 2 glitches into their own thing. And yeah, so there was just some climbing. Nothing super special happening here. So coming up here is a kind of a awkward thing that you have to do to progress. So you have this gate here. So we glitch through it. And then we glitch back towards it. And then... okay, it didn't work. Nice. Thank you very much, game. Very, very helpful. Let's try again. There we go. So you have to glitch through the gate once and then glitch back, and then you open it manually anyway. This seems all very stupid and kind of convoluted, but you unfortunately have to do it like that. Otherwise you can't progress. Because now in this next room here, there are like 2 like mechanisms on the side that you have to like what's the word I'm looking for? You have to use so the water level in this area rises. And I believe if you don't rise the gate, you cannot, like, the prompt for opening or like using these 2 are not here. So that's kind of awkward. And yeah, so that was the first one here. Now the water level rises just a tiny bit, which allows us to go over here. and rise the water level some more. But there's a very finicky glitch here that kinda lets you go to the second one instantly, but you kinda have to juggle on like a 1 pixel wide like little collision thing. Yeah, it's really complicated. It's kinda hard. And yeah, so you can see you can push this game like a lot in terms of like speed. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this game that is just really hard and complicated. But you can push the game by quite a lot. I think the world record for any percent, like no airwalk, no launches, is like almost below 40. And I think my PB is still 44 or something. There you can see how fast and how far you can still push this game. And with the launches, it's sub 40 by now. I think it's like 38 something. It's pretty cool. It's pretty impressive. So yeah, chapter 6 is the next chapter we are in, and there we go. Thank you very much. Sometimes walls are a little bit finicky to get through. This is when there are like 2 collisions like next to each other. If there's like a wall and like another wall like next to each other, then the glitch sometimes is a little bit more difficult because, you know, you have like double the collision to get through. So chapter 6 here is kind of like annoying in the speedrun because technically you could go towards the end of the chapter right away at the start, but there would be nothing there and you could not progress, which is bad, obviously. So you have to follow a few checkpoints of this chapter in like a set order, or otherwise the ending checkpoint of the chapter will not appear. And it's a little bit annoying. You could like speed up this chapter by like half if you could just go through the end and just be done with it. But yeah, some speed games do be like that. And yeah, some more climbing up here. There's just some bad guys here trying to shoot us, but you know, we don't really mind. We don't really care. Like, I could probably stand still for like a solid 2 minutes and 3 guys would still not be able to kill me because of the difficulty. It's nice. So here's a little annoying jumping part. Let's see if I can get this first try. Well, not like this. And jump! And I failed, obviously. Classic. This is a little bit of a hard jump because you're not supposed to jump from this over here directly. Wow. Missing all the jumps. You're supposed to be a tiny little bit of a... There we go. A little bit more of a climbing section here, but if you time your jump correctly, you can just jump to this part directly. And we're almost at the end of chapter 6 here. There's some boring stairs and some broken crates or something. And yeah. So yeah, like I mentioned, you could get into this room right at the start, but then this cutscene here would not be playing. Oh, wait. And that was a mistake. I reset the checkpoint there just for good measure. That was dumb. Right, that was muscle memory. Normally, you're not supposed to, yeah. So here's more Dutch for you guys. So this cutscene I can skip though. So now there are these 2 guys here. If you shoot one, the other guy will shoot this balcony. So like it doesn't matter which one you shoot, you just have to shoot one of them. And yeah, now we're at chapter 7. The entirety of chapter 7 is just a very long auto-scroller where you are inside of this this vehicle where Elena drives and you're just at the gun. And there are like a bunch of people following you here in their trucks. And yeah, there's not all too much special going on here. So I'll hand the mic over to Cruel for a bit, while you can watch the magic that is this auto-scroller on the Explorer difficulty.
All right, thank you very much. We just got a €15 donation from Poetics to 231, who says, a huge thanks to the tech crew who keep the runners, games, and stream looking good, looking so great all event long. Thank you very much for that donation. With that, we are also only 11 euros away from 3456. So, you know, that could be fun to get that hit. We also have a bunch of donation incentives still open. The first one coming up will be for the Code Vein run in a little bit. Currently in the lead for that is that's for the character model choice. Currently in the lead is Rimuru with 93 euros, followed by Yonko with 25 and 2B with 5. Then for a little bit later, we have the category choice for One Step from Eden. Right now, Pacifist has a 15 euro lead over Neutral. We have the Lillipup and Trainer name for Pokemon Black, neither of which actually has a name. So a single euro donation will be able to get you a name for one of those. And then for tonight, we have the names for Final Fantasy. The Black Mage and White Mage do not currently have a donation yet. The Thief name currently has 750 towards it to name it Bagu, and the Warrior name is named Error right now, also with €7.50. So all of those will be coming up today. I assume the scroller is still going, because I believe this was a fairly lengthy one, wasn't it?
Yep, you still have a little bit, if you want.
All right. In that case, I'd like to mention that, you know, if you want to stay up to date with our events, you can do so by following us on Twitter and Instagram under the handle BSG Marathon. Get a behind-the-scenes look of the event and stay up to date with the latest news on our marathons, events, and more. We are also in the process of uploading all of our VODs to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/BSG Marathon, so be sure to check it out and subscribe to find one new video per day in your feed. And that'll also be the case for all of the runs that are happening this event. So if you missed any of the events that have happened, or if, you know, one is going to be missed later on because, you know, sleep is a thing and all that, you can always find them back at youtube.com/BSG Marathon. So that is definitely worth checking out and subscribing for.
Awesome. Good timing. We're almost done here. Gives me just enough time to quickly explain for all of you who might not have caught it. So during this entire auto section, I only used the control like a few times, because if you play on Explorer difficulty, you can just you win by doing nothing essentially. And I think it's always very funny, because if you've paid close attention, you would have seen that a lot of these enemies that were following me, they just killed themselves essentially by driving into trees and walls and themselves. And I always really enjoy watching it. It's always like, I don't know, it's just funny when the AI just is stupid sometimes. It's just kind of funny to watch. I enjoy watching that. Yeah, it's always a good time. So yeah, that was the auto scroller. I hope you guys enjoyed. I always enjoy it. So yeah, chapter 7. So, chapter 7, starts out immediately with glitching through this wall to skip a large portion of a battle here. And this, we're coming up to the first of 3 different jet ski sections of this game. Luckily for us, we can skip one of these sections. And yeah, this first section gives me time to explain a little bit about these sections. So, if you ever played this game, okay, I might die here. There were a lot of explosions going on there. Okay, we might be fine. So if you played this game, you might remember that the controls of this jet ski is absolutely horrendous. Oh boy, and I died, unfortunately. That was a bit too close. Rips. F's in the chat. So yeah, as I just said, if you played this game, you might remember that the controls of this thing is very bad. It feels very clunky. And this is the only part of the game where the difficulty mode is actually working against you. Because whenever you pull out the gun to shoot these explosive barrels, because of the auto aim, Elena will always immediately aim towards the next enemy and not the barrels. So if you're trying to aim at the barrels, you always have to adjust, because Elena, you know, like I just mentioned, she tries to shoot guys and not the barrels, which is not particularly helpful. And yeah, We got through it though, which is one death, so all good. So, this is the first jet ski section done, and if you just saw, right at the end there, I shot the grenade launcher one last time, right before I got off the boat. And with that shot, I alerted a lot of guys, and now I'm instantly in this, like, running animation instead of the usual, like, jogging animation. And here's also a fun thing that they added in the remastered version that is not part of the original PS3 game. So, the photo mode. So, by now, photo mode should be, like, quite, like, well known what it actually is and what it does. So, yeah, you can just pause the game and took, like, fancy screenshots of the game and apply, like, filters and rotate the camera around and all that. And in the speedrun, this actually has a few use cases. Because whenever you're out of bounds, you can, like, artificially pause the game for the out of bounds section to properly load in. For example, if I would have not used the photo mode right there, I would have just fallen through the floor and into the abyss and would have died at some point. But if you use the camera mode and you navigate the camera to a certain spot, this, like, tricks the game into thinking that you as a character are there and starts loading in the area, which is super cool. And you will be seeing that one more time a little bit later, and that's very nice. So, by the way, we completely skipped chapter 10 by glitching, like, right after I got off the jet ski. You might have seen me glitching through a wall there. Yeah, by glitching in through that wall, we basically skipped an entire chapter where the entire point of that chapter is to get into that house in the first place. But, you know, if you just... yeah, easy. So, yeah, and we just started chapter 11. Right at the start, there's, like, a huge battle going on. There's this one guy on the minigun who's a little bit dangerous, so you're trying to shoot him so he gets, like, a little bit scared or, like, reloads the gun or something, so you have a little bit of breathing room so he doesn't instantly, like, make Swiss cheese out of you. Which will indeed kill you. And yeah. But he's, like, the only issue. Even despite there being, like, 10 more guys in that arena trying to kill you, all of them are, like, not an issue. It's just the guy on the minigun who actually poses, like, a big threat. And yeah. So coming up is the second jet ski part, or, like, technically the third one, because we skipped the second one already. But we have to kill a few more guys here before that. Quickly killing this guy, yoinking his AK here. Like, shoot this guy. His gun's just flung weirdly. And this guy, and there we go. You have to kill all of these guys, or otherwise you cannot enter this jet ski thing here. And yeah, this is chapter 12. And this is the other jet ski section. Now you're trying to drive up, like, upstream river. And there will be a lot of explosive barrels coming your way. And let's pray to RNGs that Elena hits all of these barrels. And yeah, I'll give it over to Cruel in a second. And for you, Chad, if you pay close attention, you might be able to see something that's going on here that maybe looks like a glitch, but it's not. And yeah, I'll tell you at the end. And yeah, Cruel, take it away.
Sure thing. Did you know that BSG also supports small community events? So if you have a small community event that you or your friends would like to do hit us up over on Discord. I believe we have a form for that you can fill out in our Discord if you want to be hosted on the BSG channel. That is at twitch.tv/BSG Marathon. Events like the Harvest Moon Marathon and the Colin McRae-a-thon have been hosted there before, as well as, for example, the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Relay. We've had that at some point. So if you want to look into that and have a dedicated marathon channel to host your events at, do be sure to hit us up. Also, I'd like to remind everybody that, you know, we are currently raising money for Mind, which is a nationwide organization committed to prevent mental health issues and to support everyone who is dealing with mental health issues themselves or within their family. All of your donations will go to Mind, and they have a list of phenomenal stuff that they do. If you want to have a good idea of what they do exactly, you can head over to our YouTube channel. I believe we have an interview that we had with a representative of Mind just a few days ago. where they clearly explained exactly, you know, what they do, where their money goes, and this goes from projects like the Young Mind Academy, which is a project where the charity goes to schools and tries to engage people into the subject and try and make it more normal for people to talk about mental health issues. Because, you know, one thing that greatly increases the opportunities for people dealing with this is early treatment and prevention. And, you know, making it easier to talk about this sort of stuff is definitely one way that we can do that. So I do want to encourage everybody to have a look at that, and do keep your donations coming.
Yep, I can only agree with that sentiment. So, we are done with the jet ski section, and yeah, so the solution or the explanation, if you paid close attention, are Elena, who shot the gun. She had a gun with infinite ammo for some reason, and this is not a glitch. I did nothing to activate that. That is basically a feature of the game, and you know, it sounds like a meme, but it actually is. You never need to reload the gun. And I mean, like the way I did it is probably not how the developers intended to you to do this section, because normally you can't drive, like you can't aim and drive at the same time. You have to like slow down, aim, and then shoot like the barrels. But I'm just like constantly driving and shooting, and then just praying to RNG that Elena hits all the barrels and stuff. And yeah, it's just a funny little quirk of the game. If you go fast, you just have the infinite ammo there for some reason. And yeah, cool stuff, cool stuff. So, chapter 13. So here's the other case I mentioned about the photo mode. So we glitch through this wall, we wait a second, and yeah, we go down here. So we started chapter 13 just like a minute ago, or 30 seconds or whatever, and now we're already in chapter 15. So the very neat part about when it starts at chapter 13 is that chapter 13 all the way to 21 are all like very interconnected. They're all like really close to each other, and you will be seeing me skip quite a lot of chapters at this point because all of them are like so close together. And as you just saw, I basically skipped chapter 14 in its entirety and quite a lot of chapter 13 as well. And that's pretty cool. So yeah, some of you might have worried a little bit because, like I mentioned, this game has 22 chapters, and yeah, whenever the half point of the estimate is, I'm not even close to half of like the chapters, but towards the end of the game, like the chapters just speed up by a lot, and I just start skipping a lot of them. This is just kind of a weird quirk of like the development. All of the early chapters are like really long. Like even like casually, they tend to be really long. But like the more towards the end you come, the shorter the chapters become. This was probably some kind of like marketing thing, so you can advertise like, oh, this game has 22 chapters. When in reality, like the 3 last chapters are like equally as long as like the first one or something like that. Like chapter 21, for example, is like I'm not going to be using any glitch in that chapter, and it will be over in like 30 seconds. It's kind of weird. It is very weird indeed, but you know, I'm not a game dev, so what do I know? I still like this game a lot. Especially as a speedrun, and just the Uncharted series in general is one of my favorites. Like I mentioned, the first one aged a little bit badly. Here's another glitch, by the way, real quick. And I missed it. Unlucky. Well, that can sometimes happen. But obviously it has to happen right now. So, yeah, this is one of these glitches that you've never seen so far. But it has to do with like the cover thing and you jumping over the cover and stuff. So when you're behind cover, whoops. When you're behind cover and you jump over it and you don't immediately have like a surface and you spam the jump button again, Nate will do like a jump mid-air and you can get over here. Like this. So here's the only unskippable cutscene in the game, so enjoy your Dutch language you donated for.
Hey, Boele! De laatste die leeft krijgt het goud. Jij verliest. Dood die twee.
Awesome.
Echt leuker en leuker.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just something about Dutch. It's fun to listen to. So here's a mandatory battle that I can skip, but you know, because of the auto aim thing, it's not too hard. The only problem is that I run out of ammo sometimes. So there will be these two guys with grenade launchers, and they are a little bit dangerous because if you get hit by a grenade launcher like right to the face, you still die. Hello, sir? Can you... Where's the guy? Hello? Why is he so far? What? I've never... Wow! I got omega jebaited by that guy. Holy moly! I've never seen that before. Wow, that was some tactical play by that guy. He like lured me out into the open to just shoot me perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
Damn! I've never seen that. Normally he is like not that far behind. Like normally he just stands there in the open like without any cover and... Man! I got wrecked by that guy. That guy styled on me. Okay, is he doing... What is happening? Oh my god. Okay. Wowee. This guy. This guy has like a personal vendetta against me right now. Damn. I've never seen that guy play so smartly up there. Will he kill me a third time? That's what is supposed to happen. He's just standing there like a dumbass, and I can easily shoot him. Oh my god. What? Okay, apparently there was one more guy left that I didn't kill. Unfortunate. If you... Damn. Okay, let's... Man, I am insanely unlucky here right now. If you jump over to that platform right there, if one enemy is still alive, Elena just dies from a heart attack or something. Which looks kind of awkward. And it feels a little bit... Okay, there we go. Is everybody dead? Quick check. Anybody still alive? If yes, raise your hand. Okay, we're good. Thanks.
You can't see it, but I raised my hand.
Nice. Well, that was interesting. So, we can finally progress some more here. So, there's this guy, and so you raise these ladders here, so Elena can like follow you. And yeah, suddenly out of nowhere, there will be like a million guys trying to shoot me. Because, you know, that's what you do in this game. But we will just ignore all of them. And here's something that I've been doing like the entire run, but I like never really explained it. Because it's like just a minor thing. But whenever I like walk up slopes or stairs or something, I will generally just shoot a gun. And for some reason, like, Nate has like a different animation when he is like shooting. And that like overrides his animation when he's like going up or down stairs and slopes like that. And that animation is just faster than his like default animation. So whenever I go up or down slopes, I just like try to shoot stuff. So here's more dialogue.
Het lijkt wel een oude takel of zo. Er ligt een touw. Ik probeer hem naar je te laten zakken.
So, yeah, we jump down into this hole, we instantly die, and by doing that, we skip some stuff, which is very cool. So now we are in this, like, scripted, sort of auto-scroller fight thing, sort of thing. And now there will be these zombie guys, and yes, there are like zombie guys in this game, like, ooh, spoilers, story, lore and stuff. And yeah, all of them will be coming out like on a pattern on these same holes. And there's like 2 different phases to this fight. And I guess this here would be the last opportunity for Buddy Cruel here, if you have some cool stuff to tell everybody about, or donations, or whatever you have in store for us.
No, I have a very short thing that I still wanted to mention, because I don't think I've mentioned that at all throughout this run. I'd quickly also like to thank our other sponsor, Veilig Reserveren. Veilig Reserveren has offered BSG a ticketing system for our events. It's a Dutch ticketing system offering a backend system for a variety of events. And we've used it many times when we still had our on-site events. Now, obviously, with our online events, we don't get to actually use it, but I am very much looking forward to putting that back to good use once we get back to on-site events.
Yep. Shoutouts to sponsors. So, yeah, after the first phase, our NPC companion that you've seen briefly, he like dies, but you never get to see it in the speedrun. So is he really dead? Who knows? And the second part of this fight, you just wait for Elena to lower the thing, and I can show off here the spin to win. Spin to win. And if you could grab that thing, thank you. So, and that is the fight. And now Elena has been a very good companion to us throughout the entire time. But it's time to say goodbye to her, because she will probably die right now, because we run away from these guys, and Elena thinks it's totally fine to just casually jog. And you can see she's already far behind. She's already... The zombies already caught up to her, so goodbye, Elena. You will be missed. Or not. Amazing. How did she survive, you want to know? What do I know? Also, she as an NPC also has the ability to glitch through things. As you can see right here. This game is fun. So, Chapter 18. Chapter 18 is pretty awesome. So, we clip through this gate, and now there's this ladder here, and if this camera could work, there we go. So, and we jump to this ladder, and now please pay close attention to the game screen. We just started Chapter 18. And now please look closely here. Boom. And just like that, we entered Chapter 20. Oh my lord. So it turns out that Chapter 18 and 19 are like... They are kind of like a loop or like a circle. And the start of 18 is basically the end of 19. They're just separated by this metal gate there and the ladder there. And like obviously without any glitches, you are not supposed to somehow get through that metal fence there or like gate. But you know, with the glitch. Okay. Okay. That just happened. Cool. That just totally caught me off guard. Oh, wow. Yeah. With the glitch, you can just glitch through the gate, jump to the ladder, and just like that, you basically skip 2 chapters in a row. Which is very nice. So, Chapter 20. So, Chapter 20, please don't kill me. Whew, okay. Chapter 20 is basically 2 very long, like, fighting sequences. But, yeah, the first one we just kind of skipped, and now we're in this, like, church. And because we not finished the first battle, nobody in the second area will ever spawn. And now we spawn, like, glitch into this table, and there's like a hole somewhere here, and we fall through the hole, and that way we chapter the next chapter. Don't ask me. Video game logic. And here's Chapter 1, the chapter I was talking about a little bit earlier. The shortest chapter in the game, where I'll be not using any glitch whatsoever, and it will be over in just a few seconds. So you just run down this, like, I don't know, underground graveyard or something. and then you are in this fight arena where like the big plot twist happens and like story revelations and all that sort of things. But you know, speedrun, lol, story. What is story? And yeah, you just run up these stairs, kill a few guys on the way. Then you jump onto this thing. And that's the chapter. You just kill a bunch of guys and that's it. So this is the last chapter of the game. So tech guy, get ready on time. Like slowly but surely. Still have a little bit left. But it's coming soon, TM. So now we're on this cargo boat. And this again is basically like 3 arena fights in a row, but we don't like fighting, so we just glitch through these like crates and stuff. And technically I could go to the end boss by going up here, but I have to show you guys something that is not part of the speedrun, but this is just too funny to not show people. So if I glitch through here, and you might be able to see it, there's an AK just floating here in the middle of nowhere. And the best part about this AK is it has collision, and I can just like cling on it, and I can do like shenanigans like this. And I think if there's one picture or screenshot to summarize the speedrun of this game, it would probably look like this. So this is basically the thumbnail of the speedrun. So good stuff. And yeah, this is not part of the speedrun, but it's just too funny to not show. So, yeah, let's go to the final boss of the game and finish this speedrun. I mean, I say boss, but, like, it's hardly a boss fight. Especially on the Explorer difficulty. Like, what I'm about to do only works in Explorer difficulty. If I were to do this on easy difficulty, this guy would one-shot me. But on Explorer difficulty, you can just jump over this crate and punch this guy in the face a few times, and that's it. On the easy difficulty, he would one-shot you if you just jump over the crate. So time is coming up in just a few seconds here, so a few more punches, and punch, punch, and kick, and that's time. And just like that. Awesome. So, and this here is the final cutscene of the game. For some reason, this is also an unskippable cutscene. And if we still have a little bit of time, I'd like to, like, show the people this cutscene also for like the money they donated for Dutch. I don't remember this cutscene in Dutch, but it's a very cool cutscene. So it's not a long cutscene, it's like 1-2 minutes or so.
You really should start considering just adding 5 minutes to your estimate, shouldn't you?
Am I over again?
Yeah, 53:26.
What? Okay, I mean, there was this one part where I died like 3 times in a row. That was just very unlucky. That was like probably like 3 minutes.
Jezus. Oh.
Okay, so here's the funny part of the cutscene coming up.
Ja, de wereld gered, het kwaad bestreden, de dagelijkse dingen.
Je meent het.
Ja, het is trouwens wel jammer dat we met niks weggaan.
Oh, nou. Weet je, ik heb wel iets kleins weten te redden. Hier. Ik dacht dat je dit wel zou missen.
Bedankt.
Ja.
Jullie hebben een vreemd gevoel voor romantiek. Sally! Wauw, je ziet er niet uit. Je zou de anderen moeten zien. Ik heb een boot.
We hebben al een boot.
Ja, een grote boot. Ik vind deze leuker.
Here's the best part.
Sally, jij geweldige smeerlap. Geleend van een stelletje piraten die te dood waren om te protesteren.
Okay, so the rest of the cutscene is boring. This is just some pseudo-romantic, like, ending stuff, whatever, who cares. So, yeah, that was Uncharted. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my run.
Sorry dat je nu geen verhaal hebt.
What shoutouts? Yeah, this game is cool. Check it out if you want to. Play the Uncharted games. They're awesome. Except the first one. Just skip the first one and go directly to the second one. And yeah, I'm xoneris. It was fun. I have one more run on Sunday. And yeah, stay hydrated, stay healthy, stay cute. Don't forget to love each other. And yeah, that's me. So cool. What's up next on the menu?
Up next, we will have Snow Brothers by Ghost Senpai. Before we get to that, we are going to go into a very brief intermission. We'll have some ads running, and we'll be right back with you guys.
Right, it's Sombrero %. That's a good one.
Yes.
Please watch that. It's
It
a
will
good.
be.
Please stick.